Please welcome to the show, Natalie Delgado, KayLien Duarte, and Garb.
Yes.
Welcome, ladies. Yay. Oh, they're so talented.
10th grade? 10th grade.
Grade.
Ladies, that is very, very impressive. Natalie, you must be so proud.
And an incredible teacher.
I too am in 10th grade. Never said I'm so very proud.
So,
wow.
ladies, let's start with Emily. Emily, 10th grade, and you're doing this type of work. I just want to show the audience a real quick clip of this baseball. It's
a photograph.
It's a photograph.
It's a photograph?
It's a photo. No, it caught me. It's not a photograph.
It's one of those.
So, how long did this take you? It's staggering.
Yeah, thank you. It took me quite a while. I think we worked on it for like a month. I took it home a lot, which was a little bit difficult because I bike home, so I had to figure that out.
It's a big piece, right? 18 by 24.
Is that what you said? 18 by 24,
Wow.
and you had to bike with it.
Yes.
Strapped to her back.
See, once again, dedication
That's
to your
right.
art. That's what we do here at LVA
student. I love that.
That's LVA material. Ms. Delgado, can you talk about the process of when these kids get here, the amount of mediums they are exposed to, and
the training.
Just the training.
It's incredible.
Can you just give us a little bit more insight about that?
Sure. So we usually start with all dry media the first semester that they come as a freshman. We begin with graphite and then just basically learning how to use a pencil. The very first year, it's all about just understanding value, what makes something dynamic and interesting, what makes a drawing dynamic and interesting. And a lot of the times the kids, they come without have ever taken an art class ever.
And you only teach the first two grade levels. You said, there's the freshmen and sophomores. What are they to expect at the junior and senior level?
Progress through, right.
Yeah, so my class is mainly, it's all technique. Junior and senior year, you get to sort of explore and experiment a little bit more. So taking some of those different medias and mixing them together, kind of breaking the rules a little bit more, adding more conceptual thought and ideas to the things that you're making.
KayLien, I need the audience to take a look at this picture real quick.
It's incredible.
This is, wow. This one got me too. This one got me.
It's a photograph.
That's what it looks like. This one actually won an award, didn't it?
A national award, yeah.
So, tell me, KayLien, how long did this take you?
A very long time.
Yeah. We can tell.
There's really no other way to put it, really.
When did you realize that you were finished?
The truth is, I'm never finished with an artwork. I just say, okay, let's just move on because this has a deadline. So,
do you see yourself probably going back to this later on? Being like, you know what? It needs a little line
I got to tweak here.
I held the pencil wrong right here.
Definitely.
Okay. Awesome.
Of course.
Some of your work. Can you tell me between the time from middle school to now, has it changed your way of thinking? Has LVA challenged you? Has Mrs. Delgado challenged you to be better in this respect?
Oh, of course. Before I went to LVA, I didn't put a lot of creative input or thought into my drawings, at least not as deeply as I did when I went to LVA. And I think that's the prime thing that changes my art, because there's, of course, the contrast changed. I got a lot better with contrast and having really smooth shading. And, those are the technical things. But LVA really, and specifically Miss Delgado, has allowed me to think deeper about all of my pieces and to really put a lot of creative input into them.
Natalie, where can we see some of the kids? We're not presenting live gallery shows right now. Where can we see the visual art majors' work?
On our website. It's on our website currently. If you go to just the LVA website and then you click on the Visual Arts Conservatory, I know that Mrs. Stroud, one of the teachers in our department, she's creating a virtual gallery right now that should be up very soon. I'm thinking by the end of the week.
Can't wait to see.
So cool.
Well, ladies, thank you so very much, KayLien, Emily, Natalie. I can't wait, because the thing that's astounds me is that they're only in 10th grade.
Right.
So
We're going to do a special episode in 12th grade and see that.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
Absolutely.
It is so cool. And I hope that the viewers watching this, you are truly an inspiration to the youth coming in. They want to see that. They want to get to your level.
Right.
It's amazing work. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining us today here on LVA Live.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys soon.
The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. In half an hour, she promised to return. Pretend she cannot meet him. Ugh, that's not so. Ugh, she is lame. Love's herald should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glide than the sun's beams, driving back shadows over luring hills. Therefore do nimble pinion doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swift Cupid wings. Now the sun is on the hindmost hill of this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 long hours. Yet she has not come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be in swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many fiend as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Oh God, she comes.
Please welcome to the show Isabella Ambroise and Marissa McCoy.
Yay! Welcome!
Isabella, wonderful job. Romeo and Juliet. It looked like a really fun project.
Thank you. Yeah, it was super fun. It was such a cool and new opportunity to take part in, especially in this like virtual senior year world. So I'm very grateful that I got to be a part of this and work with Miss McCoy.
You know what I liked about this, Coach, is that you guys not only just put together a play, but you utilized the tools that we're really using to connect now, like Instagram. Can you talk to us about what that was like, putting the show together and filtering the content out on Instagram?
Sure, yeah. It was really cool but also like kind of difficult to put out on Instagram, because usually as an actor, you have to worry about, yourself as an actor, memorizing your lines and stuff like that, worrying about your other cast members. But now you also have to think about shooting the shot, like actually physically doing it yourself. And that's not something that you normally have to think about as an actor. And so that was really cool and unique to kind of get into. And then, reviewing that, making sure that you're on time with your other person who's like in a Zoom. So that was really different, but also a super cool learning experience for future stuff like self-taping for auditions and all that stuff.
Now, Marissa, where did you come up with this concept of this reimagining of the way you present Romeo and Juliet?
We started looking at the script and developing the idea, and we thought, this would be really fun if we could do it not only on Instagram, but do it in real time instead of just putting out an hour and a half or 2 hour video of a play. So we broke down the script and we cut down all the scenes and we made them short enough to be presentable on social media. And then we cut them up by day, and that's how we posted them to Instagram. So every day, you could come to our Instagram and see what's happening in the world of Romeo and Juliet over the 5 days that it would take if the play was happening in real time. So instead of doing it all in one sitting, you get little bits of information throughout the week.
So, Marissa, I know that it has already aired, but you're actually going to be re-releasing it on the internet so everybody can see the full final product.
Yes. So our awesome film department at LVA are the ones who edited all of our clips for Romeo and Juliet. They did a lot of background work and they cut them down and they made them look really awesome to put on social media. And so we thought, well, what if we had a version that could be streamed? So after we were all done, they took all the clips and they put them together into one long movie. So now there's like a 90-minute version of our virtual Romeo and Juliet that can be streamed on showtixforyou.com. and the link will be available through the LVA website and the social medias.
You know, that's a perfect example of LVA synergy, isn't it? And collaboration. The theater department and the film department putting their talents together to make something really special and unique. Yeah.
It is truly amazing. Isabella, this is your senior year, so tell us, what shows have you been in?
So at LVA, I have been cast in The Art of Seeing Things Invisible, which was like an original kind of concept show by like a long-term sub / parapro, Rhonda Carlson. And then I was in The Little Mermaid, which was a spring musical of my junior year last year. And then I did this Romeo and Juliet. And then my freshman year, I was production assistant for the spring musical 42nd Street, which was a super incredible experience. I've done like kind of like the showcases and whatnot.
So at LVA, you said you were a production assistant. So I mean, you've gotten to learn a lot of other aspects of the theater rather than just being an actor.
Oh, absolutely. At LVA, our training and our kind of like the linear process of becoming an LVA student, freshman year to senior year, is really, really incredible the way we have it laid out. Freshman year, you come in and you take a year of tech as well as a year of acting, and it's split up day by day. And that's really helpful for actors, so you know kind of what goes on in the theater. And so when you are cast in a show, you can be a smart actor and know not to get in the way of certain things, know what you can do and what you should be doing. And as a technician, it's cool to kind of see what the actors do in their day-to-day. And so that's really helpful. And then your sophomore year, you're in one class and you do half the year of musical theater, half the year of acting. And then when you get to be an upperclassman, you can split off into your acting emphasis or your musical theater emphasis. So LVA is really designed a super well-rounded education for everyone, and it's 10 out of 10.
So you're saying from the beginning process of being a freshman to where you are now, can you see the growth? And are you the same person you were back then?
Oh, absolutely not. I came in freshman year and I went to a performing arts middle school, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. But at LVA, everything is bigger and, like worth more, and it's more projects and more work. And it's amazing to get to really dive into the details of everything. And looking back at freshman year, I've just grown so much as a actor, as a performer, but also like as a human being, and just have become so much more well-rounded. So yeah.
Isabella, what's next?
I'm currently applying to colleges, and I start really auditioning next month. So so far I've passed all of my pre-screens that I've applied to.
Yay.
So in January I'll be auditioning for Pace University, Temple University, Texas State University, Boston Conservatory, and I've been accepted at Rockford University in Illinois, Cornish in Seattle, and I've also applied to Montclair State University, waiting on their response.
These are incredible musical theater programs, Isabella. We wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Marissa and Isabella, thank you guys so much for joining us and taking the time out of your day to join us here at LVA Live. I can't wait to see what's next. I can't wait to see what the theater department has in store. I mean, you guys are so creative. And honestly, hopefully we can get something with the choir department running.
That would be great.
That would be awesome.
Well, and get to show tickets for you to see the rebroadcast of Romeo and Juliet. That's this weekend, right, Marissa?
Yes, this weekend. It should start tonight or tomorrow.
Wonderful.
Well, ladies, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
show the director of band, Mr. John Seaton.
Yay!
Congratulations, John. Excellent work. John, how many students do you have?
In the band program right now, we've got a little over 180 students in 3 different bands.
Amazing.
Wow, it is amazing that you're putting together virtual concerts. You are one of the first people in the Vegas Valley to go out there.
I'm gonna say this, in the country, in March when everything shut down, that was one of the very first virtual band pieces that I saw, and you got a lot of, national attention for it, right, John?
Yeah, we did at the time, which was kind of a nice thing as we were all waiting through the beginning of school being closed. It was a nice kind of unifying project to bring us all together.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't look like you've slowed down at all.
Speeding up.
It's like,
Always.
he's like just right to the finish line, right? The next project, innovation, move forward.
Yeah, that's John.
But the standard is so high, and the standard. So how do you keep that standard high between when kids first join you at 9th grade till their senior year? How do you set the bar?
It's really a lot fueled by the students. One of my favorite parts of teaching at LVA is you really don't have to give a lot of motivational speeches, because the students know that they're there to refine their art to be its best possible form. The faculty and staff are all there to help the students in that regard. And so the students enter LVA and just hit the ground running. And then supporting them along the way also are the students who have matriculated through the program. They were once freshmen and just getting started at LVA, and then it's incredible to watch them progress over the years. And then I always try to enable those students to be leaders and help instill in the new students our values and our expectations and our performance goals, and they're hugely helpful in that regard.
Part of this virtual experience, John, has been not just continuing the incredible work they do on their instruments, but also learning like the recording and the editing and the sound engineering. Can you tell us who actually did some of that technical work that made these incredible concerts?
Yeah, so back in March, when the idea kind of I don't want to say came to me because other people had done it, but when I decided that this is something we should do, the first person I called was Vincent Camulia, who's a great friend and an LVA alum, and also teaches our clarinet students, and he plays around town, and he does a lot of different
Jack
things.
of all trades.
It's good to have a guy like that.
You need to have a guy. We all need a Vinny.
Yeah. If you need anything done, call Vinny.
Call Vinny.
I gave him a call and said, "Hey, this is the project I think I want to do. But before I have the students record their videos and just send them into the void, are you willing to edit this on the other side? What ideas do you have to make this work out?" And so we, charted kind of a new path with that first project, and we were both learning as we went with the students, which I was very thankful for, because then when we started this fall and committed to doing more of these virtual concerts, we had already been through the process once, and you wouldn't know it watching Vinny's product, but he's new to this as of the pandemic, but he's just done fantastic work putting this together.
Wow, talented.
Well, see a need, fill a need, right?
That's right.
See a need, fill a need. John, you said you were talking about parapros and other people you have coming in to teach the students, and Vinny being one of them, a clarinet teacher. You also mentioned that a lot of your parapros that come in, they are performers.
Right. So we're really lucky to have 10 parapros, one in each section that we bring in weekly, and we've continued to bring in even online. And they take the small groups of like instruments out for sectionals, and like you're saying, we've got parapros who are faculty at UNLV. We've got parapros who are performing with the Las Vegas Philharmonic, with touring groups in town. Just incredible artists, and weekly are able to offer their insights and their really specialized knowledge to the students. And I know that the students are just incredibly close to them as well. They just like the teachers will mentor them over 4 years, and help them reach their goals, be it a career in music or be it just getting really improved on their instrument or just playing that one note in tune. They're there for all of it, and we're really lucky to have them.
Awesome. John, speaking of your students, what can you tell us about Madison Willacey?
Well, I mean, what couldn't I tell you? She has just been a fantastic student in the band program, just a model student. I remember visiting her middle school, and you could tell kind of by the questions she was asking and the piece she was playing, it's like, you're going to do just fine.
I got a sense about your kid.
Like, I'm not going to have to worry about you.
Oh, yeah.
John, we actually have a clip of Madison before we bring her on. Let's take a look at that. Please welcome to the show, Madison Willacey.
Yay, Madison!
Madison, wonderful work.
Well done.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
You see, making things happen, moving forward. Who is playing piano for you in this project?
That is one of my good friends, Christina Piscos.
Oh, I love seeing that LVA collaboration where you can have an oboist and a pianist working together, making something really special.
Like John said, definitely LVA material.
That's right.
You're LVA material. But Madison, you've been here, like I said, 9th grade to senior year. Is it hard? Did you find it daunting because of just how much competition is out there with LVA? Or did you find that it propelled you forward to be your best?
So I'm definitely in one of the less competitive sections, instead of having to compete among 15 to 20 other players, there's really only 9 of us at any given time. But definitely as a freshman, hearing the people who were in the top seats in the top band, it was very inspiring to know that I could be at their level one day. So I wouldn't say that like the competition was scary. I think it was good for me to be placed where I was my freshman year. But it definitely was very inspirational, like I said, and it did propel me to, achieve the things that I hoped I could.
And Madison, now you are not only in the V3 Wind Ensemble that we heard in this incredible highlight reel, but you're also in the Philharmonic Orchestra. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
The Phil has been one of the most amazing parts of my, student playing career, because oboe is an orchestral instrument, and in reality, most instruments are. There's no really professional bands once you graduate high school, college, all that good stuff.
Not
Not
yet,
yet.
Madison.
So playing with the Phil, in all these great venues, the Music Brine in Austria, the Smith Center, it kind of solidified in me that like doing music was something that I couldn't ever be without. It at the time kind of pushed me to seek a college career and not a college career, like to seek performance in my future.
So you mentioned that you're interested not only in oboe performance, but maybe also music therapy. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so the main reason that I think music therapy would be so good for me is because I really enjoy working with kids, but I just knew that like the teaching field wasn't something that I would enjoy as much.
She says that now.
She says it.
We all said that, didn't we,
I will
Coach?
see you 5 years from now after college.
Look, Madison, you'd be an incredible teacher. That's all I'm saying.
You know, I mean, the few, the proud, right, John? The few, the proud, and underpaid.
Oh, come on. She has two teachers for parents, so we can say this.
Now, Madison, you know, what advice would you have to the young, if you knew then what you know now, what advice would you have for the middle school students who are coming into the band program?
Even though, you know, all the talent that's at LVA can be shocking, especially coming from middle school, it's not something that you should use as a catalyst to tear yourself down. The comparisons that you might be tempted to make between yourself and others are not a good indicator of your own ability because, you know, everyone's different. You'll never be the same as that senior who's first chair and top band. Like that, your abilities and their abilities will never align because you're always going to be your own person. So I guess in short, what I'm trying to say is like, don't compare yourself to others, compare yourself to yourself, and keep track of the growth that you've made as a person, as a musician, as a friend, all those things. Because at the end of the day, the victories that you make that are for yourself are going to be the best victories of all.
Oh,
You know what?
that should be
LVA
on
material.
a t-shirt,
Yeah.
don't you think? Oh, I
Absolutely.
love that.
John, I can see why you're going to miss her. You know,
Yes, we are.
John, the same question. What are there any tips, tricks before these kids come into audition that'll give them that edge before setting foot here at LVA? Because, like I said, Madison, you set that bar pretty high.
Yeah.
You set that bar pretty high.
I think just trying to, put themselves in as much as they can to just everything on the table from day one. I don't think there's any student at LVA who, doesn't do well in my eyes when they're new, but there's some students where, they're timid to take that extra audition or they're timid to play in that different group or
Take every
you know,
opportunity
they-
that's presented to you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they think that older student who they're really impressed with is going to injure them or something, and really they just need to reach out and say, how do you play that note? I can't get that note out. Please help me. Just immersing themselves and not waiting even a second, especially as we've all been through this crazy time. I know when I get back to doing this for real,
Oh.
I mean, I'm not going to take.
I'm not going to take a
second
second for granted, right?
Absolutely.
No.
Well, it doesn't look like you've slowed down any, John.
He doesn't.
It doesn't look like it's like full steam ahead. There's really not many other bands that I can think that are doing the
Full concerts.
full concerts like you are. But John and Madison, thank you so much
Thank you,
for
guys.
joining us. It has been really just a pleasure seeing great work being done here at LVA.
Thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
We'll catch you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
And welcome to the show, Ashley Thormahlen and Jeneane Huggins. Yay!
Ashley, wonderful work.
Wow, beautiful.
You know, wonderful work. Honestly, to be creative during this time and to honestly find your safe space. Find your safe
Found space, right? Yeah, her found
find
space.
your found space. I mean, what inspired you to create this piece to begin with?
So we were given an assignment in our choreography class, and we're talking about finding a new space in our environment and creating our own world around it. And so no one really knew, but I had my own little motifs in there, and I was actually pretending to be like a snake in the sand and find things like that because it allows you to escape in all of this craziness. Yeah, the little snakes, yeah.
Oh, it's an incredible piece, and I love that you chose Chopin. That made me very excited. Wow. The music nerd in me.
You're a really big geek.
I am.
A music geek.
It was just beautiful.
Tell me about the process of being a freshman and the discipline it takes to be a freshman and what you have to go through and what's expected of you to be a dancer here at LVA.
Yeah, it takes all the rigor that you already do in all of your classes in the studios and wherever you are, and then it just throws you into like a new environment with all these new different techniques and things you're learning. Like I'd never taken modern before I came to LVA, and I'm so glad I did. But you just get to be with all these great people who are just as like passionate as you are for the art, and you get to take from all these great teachers, and it teaches you to better manage your time with all your classes and everything. It's a little tough that first year, but once you get over those first couple months, you are right in it.
So Ashley, you are in Elements 2 with Jeneane Huggins, right? The Jeneane
yes,
Huggins.
Yes, I am.
So Jeneane, tell us about the sort of course structure and what the kids get in training as dance majors at LVA.
Well, first, we're just lucky that we have a dance major here in the Performing Arts High School. It's just so cool to be a dance major. You get 80 minutes of dance per day. You do not have to take PE. That's waived. So as a freshman, you would come in, you get a dance elective as well. We either place you into ballet or intro to modern. So whatever you do best out of those two, we would choose the opposite. So you would take your block class daily, and then that would be 80 minutes. And the opposite day, you would get your ballet elective or intro to modern and your block. You would take ballet one day. You would take modern. We are heavily into modern, all the art forms of modern to get you into college and to company work as well. 2 days of modern, 1 day of jazz, and 1 day of composition, which is trying to develop your own artistic voice as a creator. So it's a rigorous program.
I mean, that's a lot. I'm sure a lot of kids crumble under that kind of pressure.
And they dance in studio on top of that after school, a lot of them.
I mean, so 80 minutes a day on top of your schoolwork, on top of what you do extracurricular outside in the studio.
Right.
I mean, Ashley, how are you not dead?
It's all about your love for the craft. If you love what you're doing, it's not work and it's not tedious. It's something you get to do. It's like a reward at the end of the day. And a lot of us have been doing it for a long time, all the hours at the studio. So just adding it on top of the school, it's just another thing on the list, and you check it off and you feel good about it at the end of the day.
Now, excellent. Ashley, are you constantly challenged by your teachers? Do you feel like you're always pushing the envelope of learning something new?
Oh, absolutely. It's I feel like if you feel comfortable where you are, you're not quite doing what you should be doing. There should always be something to correct or something to push a little bit forward. And I always feel like I'm discovering new things about myself and about movement every single day.
So Jeneane, that brings up a point. You had talked about how you want students that are looking to continue to fill their cup. So can you speak to that a little bit and what the ideal dance student is like at LVA?
Yeah, it's sort of our motto, especially in the advanced levels. It's like every day you want to empty your teacup for me so I can come in and fill it up. And so you have to come in with no judgment for a parapro or a guest. So if you don't like hip hop and we have a hip hop day, I'm not great at that, but I love it. I empty my cup and I learn what I can. And I think that's great because sometimes in this world we think we know everything. You know, I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. Like, really, what more are you going to teach me? And so I really want people that want to take a journey with me and try new things.
Where do you see your alumni going? What are the amazing things they're doing?
Well, we are so lucky. We have people in the Hubbard Street training program. One of my current teachers graduated from LVA, and he was a principal dancer in Parsons. We currently have a student in Batsheva Dance Company. We also had people have graduated from Juilliard, Cornish College of the Arts. We have lots of people. Point Park is one of our main feeders. We have a college audition every year where we bring the colleges to us. So that we have one with Peabody as well, where they get scholarships and they can find their way into a college studying program if they would like. We've been doing it for over 10 years now, so we have really close ties with Cal Arts. We have Stephanie Zalatow, she does Zalt. She has her own dance company in LA. So we have people all over the place. So,
Ashley, speaking of scholarships, we heard you just got one.
Yeah, I'm planning on attending Southern Utah University up in Cedar City. I'll be going for musical theater. I have that audition coming up in January, and I actually got a $6,000 per semester academic scholarship.
Just great.
So I'm hoping to stack on some more, but yeah, I'm very excited.
So you got, not only is she smart.
Right, talented and smart and hardworking.
And hardworking. You're the complete package. I'm sure, Jeneane, you're probably going to miss her.
Oh, very much. She's one of my favorites. I shouldn't say that. They're all my favorites, but Ashley always goes the extra mile. Yeah, extra mile.
Oh.
Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been so much fun learning about what the dance department has to offer.
No kidding.
Keep on doing what you're doing and keep on pushing that envelope.
And creating.
Because that's what, honestly, that's what we do here at LVA.
Right, that's true.
We create.
That's right.
But ladies, thank you once again, and we hope to see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Not a billionaire, but a dope boy. Used to give him cash so we could get some gas, cause he know how to give it that old boy. Still lives at home, boy, and got a house up in a Rolls Royce. There's no credit card, it's gonna buy my heart, cause I gave it all to a broke boy. Gotta crack that phone and some student loans that he owes. Got a job he hates cause he's underpaid, oh no. Said he's saving up for that emerald cut. Where we go when we don't need much? Got a $5 bill, put your hands up. Got a $10 bill, put your hands up. I love my broke boy. Not a billionaire, but a dope boy. Used to give him cash so we could get some gas, cause he know how to give it that old boy. Still lives at home, boy, and got a house up in a Rolls Royce. There's no credit card, it's gonna buy my heart, cause I gave it all to a broke boy. Took me on a trip with just the tip of his tongue. Gave me the moon and stars in the back of his car. Said he's saving up for that emerald cut. Where we go and we don't need much. Got a $5 bill, put your hands up. Got a $10 bill, put your hands up. Got a $20 bill, put your hands up. And if you ain't got much, keep your head up. I love my broke boy. Not a billionaire, but a dope boy. Used to give him cash so we could get some gas, cause he know how to give it that old boy. Still lives at home, boy, and got a house up in a Rolls Royce. There's no credit card, it's gonna buy my heart, cause I gave it all to a broke boy. Na 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 na, 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 na 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 na. Na 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 na, na 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 na, na 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 na.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Malia Civetz.
So happy to be here.
Go, good Malia. I tell you right now, I was probably 5 or 6 of those guys in your video 10 years ago.
Oh, God.
I was broke. I don't even have money now.
So was I. So
I don't even have money now. So, seriously, that song was my theme song.
Yeah, it's an incredible music video, though. Whoa.
Thank you.
And a fabulous song. I jam out to all your music all the time, Malia, and I make my kids do stretches to it.
Yes,
and
she
I make
does.
them subscribe to you on social media. They can all attest because I'm like your #1 fan. Genuinely love it. Even if you weren't my student, I would love it.
Here's an LVA student going on to bigger and better things. I've seen some of the old videos, and you are so very, very talented. And to see that you're still writing and working, I mean, I'm sure it's been quite a journey.
Yeah, to say the least.
You know, my favorite, I was going through the song list, and I was looking at the song 25. And it talks about the struggle. Was there a struggle? And is there a struggle still going on?
Very, very real. I was driving the struggle bus at the time. It was just one of those, I mean, it was literally my quarter life crisis song. And my landlord started pulling some weird stuff and trying to illegally raise our rent 17%. So there was that going on, and then there were friends moving away, and then I was just kind of like rediscovering parts of myself, or discovering parts of myself for the first time, and learning how to prioritize me, because I generally tend to give too much of myself away. And so when you're learning how to care for yourself, sometimes that's an uphill battle, and sometimes it hurts a little bit. And so I wrote the concept for 25 down as I was crying in an Uber on the way to a friend's house.
That's a vivid picture.
That is so amazing, though.
She also mentioned, too, that she's in writing cohorts for some really incredible artists. You're writing your own music for your own albums that you're producing, but you're also writing for people like Kelly Clarkson and Normani, and I mean, I'm like blown away.
That's not a small feat. I mean, that's a short list of people. I'm sure. It's a short list.
It's different writing for yourself versus writing for an artist. And so somebody will come in from the team, somebody from the label of whatever artist we're working for, their A&R will generally come in and say, okay, this is what the artist is looking for. You have an artist that's like been around the block like Kelly Clarkson, you can kind of start to go, okay, she's had 6 or 7 albums, however many. They can say, okay, yeah, we want something a little more reminiscent of the first one, a little like sprinkle of Since You've Been Gone, maybe. And so we talk about what the artist is looking for, and then they'll sort of give us like what's going on in their life. And my camp for Kelly was pretty recent, and so they were talking about her divorce that she's going through. I've read so many articles about Kelly Clarkson in the past couple weeks. We use that to inform things.
So you actually are signed to Warner Records. You're a signed artist. That is
my fam. I love them so much.
Well,
and
it sounds like an amazing team of people, because I know that as much as everybody wants to think that they can do it on their own, it's so much easier when you have a strong team that you can trust.
Absolutely. And that's one of the craziest things that I've learned in this industry is that, you know, an artist puts out a song and you relate it to that one person, but there's at least 50 people involved getting that one song out. And for bigger artists, there's even more than that. I'll never forget the day where I got the call sheet for the Broke Boy music video. I was getting my hair done. This was last year, so pre-pandemic, we could still do things. And I was getting my hair done, and also music videos happen very last minute. So it was the day before the shoot, and that's when I got all of the information for what I would need. And I freaked out as my hair was in the little dome dryer thing, because I was just counting how many people were going to be there, and there were 50 people involved that day. It was me, my stylist, makeup, hair, all of the boys in the video, and then you have set, lighting. We had special safety people there because I was on a chair that was strapped to the back of a Cadillac, so I needed to have safety people there to harness me into the chair to make sure that I didn't die as we were driving around downtown Los Angeles with me strapped to a chair.
Awesome.
So it was just insane, and something, a day that I'll never forget, because I got to be surrounded by models like in a vintage car driving around LA and all of these amazing clothes. So like literally what more could I ask for?
You soon forget. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the whole day.
Tell your kids about that one.
Amazing.
Here's the video, kids.
I
This is your
know.
mom.
Look at what Grandma did. Back in the day.
Malia, can you tell me when did you graduate?
I graduated in 2012.
The foundation that you received at LVA, do you think it plays into the person you are today?
Oh, absolutely. And especially within vocal jazz, like the most important part about singing with other people is to listen. And so when you're collaborating with others, you have to listen, and you might have great ideas, but that can't be the only idea. You have to listen to what everyone else is doing, singing, and I think it works in life as well as in music making, because you have to understand all of the information around you in order to create.
You were talking about, you didn't want to go into a room being not a musician.
Right.
Or there's another singer, they don't
Another dumb singer.
Yeah, another dumb singer. We get that bad rap.
Right.
Yeah.
But so, and go into a little bit, because I know a lot of kids that, especially ninth grade coming in, about the process, the work ethic that you had.
Yeah, and being able to read, being able to arrange, being able to write a chart, knowing your key signatures, knowing your time signatures, being able to count in the band, like all of the confidence that comes with that knowledge.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest things, is that all of the knowledge gives you confidence to be able to do whatever you're going to do, especially like when you come in and you bring the band your charts, you know what key your song is, and you can count off the drummer. Like all of the musicians around you are like, oh, for real? Because they assume that singers are dumb.
Oh,
and so
this girl knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and then they respect you, and then they want to work with you more. And so then you get opportunities from your own knowledge. So I think that's really important. And then whenever you're doing a show, anything that's live, there's always going to be unexpected elements. And so the mic might go out. You might have any sort of technical issues. And so if you're prepared in all of the other ways, then that gives you mental space to be able to be like, okay, how am I going to fix this right now? But if you're kind of scrambling and everything's already a bit of a mess, then you don't have that comfort and confidence to be able to be like, no, I got this. Like, I have this situation totally under control.
Your Instagram and all your social media platforms are Malia from Vegas. Vegas, you call this your home. This is the base. This is the base for you. Even though you're out in LA every other weekend, and you were talking earlier about people who inspired you here in Las Vegas to really help instill that work ethic.
Well, she's been performing since she was a kid on stage. You talked about that, you think someone's going to be an overnight success, but you don't see the decades of work that went into building to that moment. And you're really, you're kind of starting to enjoy that. Talk about the process that you've had from a kid performer to now.
It's been quite the ride. And I started singing in church when I was 5. And then I think my first official paid gig was when I was 11 at the Newport Pacific Jazz Festival in Vegas. And I just kept performing my entire life. And the more that I performed, the more that people would see me and say, hey, do you want to come do a little guest spot in this show and this show and this show? And that's where I met Kelly Clinton and Clint Holmes, who took me under their wing and really, really inspired me to be the best kind of performer that I could. And I learned different things from the both of them. Like, Kelly is one of the funniest people I know. And she is hilarious and kind of like, I just watched her comedic timing growing up, and then I would watch Clint like tell a story and like leave people in tears.
Yes.
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's something that I don't even know how I can repay them for all of the knowledge by just like letting me watch them and, you know, bringing me up to do shows with them. And Kelly would have me like come do comedic sketches with her. And I just like treasure all of that. And Kelly was the one who really enforced that I should get an education and know what I'm talking about, because people treat singers like they're dumb. And so I am completely indebted to her for that.
Yeah, they're an incredible team, an incredible couple, and members of our advisory board, huge supporters of our program, and we just absolutely love Kelly and Clint. They're so great.
Absolutely. You know, we have a special gift.
Speaking of LVA performances,
you didn't know this was coming. So let's see if you remember this.
Oh, no. Honestly, to this day, I've never sang with a choir that big.
Well, it's 140 voices. Who has? But
with a full orchestra.
Yeah, with an 80-piece Philharmonic at the Smith Center. I mean, but that was part of our 25th anniversary concert, and to be able to bring you out to absolutely steal the show and to bring out Steve Hackman. I mean, it was just so fun and so exciting.
I loved that performance so much, and I love Steve with my whole heart. He's such a genius. We still keep in contact, and I've been doing his shows since I was a junior in college. So I was like, had my full course load and my jobs, and then started working with Steve, and it was hilarious. The first show that we did, I was 20. I think, and we went to sing with the Indianapolis Symphony for his Beethoven Coldplay show. And the first night we get there, we're all rehearsing, and then they're like, okay, cool, we're gonna go pick up some dinner. And I was like, okay, I'll come with you. And it's 8 degrees outside. Me being from Vegas, I was like, what is this? I don't understand how it can be this cold. And so we're walking to what I assume is the restaurant, and then we get to the door and it's a bar and there's a guy checking IDs, and I was like, we were just picking up the food, and so I was like, Steve, I'm not 21, I'm 20, and like all of the other guys involved were like 32, 35, and so I was the youngest person there by like 12 years. Jeez. And he was like, oh, I totally didn't even think about that. And the bouncer wouldn't let me in. They were like, okay, we're gonna pick up the food really quick and then come right back out. And so I'm standing outside with the bouncer in 8-degree weather, and I was like, I forgot to ask them to get me a water. Can I ask them for water? And he was like, it's fine, just go inside.
Stop with your teeth chattering.
He was like freezing, and I'm like, I'm a singer, can I go inside?
That is an awesome
I'll
story.
never forget that.
I love the story about when we picked this song. I had seen you do this on your social media. You know, I've #1 fan, been following for years. And I said, oh, we have to do this, you know, as part of this concert, and we should do Born This Way. And you said, you had told me about how this came out when you were in high school, and how it was just an anthem and something that was really important to the LVA students at the time. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so it came out when I was a freshman, and at the time, things were not as they are now as far as the acceptance of the LGBTQ plus community, and the LVA was already a haven for everybody in the arts and that community. And so it was really such an anthem for all of us, because I think at the time, you know, anybody artistically inclined felt like they were a misfit in a way. And so it gave the misfits a place to exist and come together and be beautiful and be understood, which was really such an incredible thing for us at the time. And I mean, credits to Lady Gaga for creating such an incredible song and a community for people who feel like they don't belong to then realize that they do belong and they are valued and loved. And it was just such an incredible learning experience for all of us, just like that song itself. And so being able to perform it at the 25th anniversary with Steve, who was my first technically real job out of college. Wow, and so to bring him with me and have all of that culminate, like I have goosebumps under my sweater right now.
I cry every time I watch it. Just absolute blubbering mess.
Yeah.
It like perfectly encapsulates the LVA experience for me. It's just like perfect synergy. So Malia, what's next?
What's next? Well, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but like, don't tell anybody. We're working on EP #2. So we're putting things together. It's a really exciting process because I've been writing for so long. I probably have like 200 songs in my Google Drive. Obviously, not all of which are good.
But there's kernels.
One of them is going to be, this piece of it's going to be a hit.
Right, exactly.
So it's a really positive problem to have that we keep going through and we're like, oh my gosh, there's so many songs we like. What are we going to pick?
Right.
So it's definitely much better to have that problem than being like, oh, we have no good songs.
Yeah.
So we're sifting through those, and we have the next single picked. Yeah, more music is coming. Music videos are coming when we can shoot them. Who knows when that will be. But
and we are so proud of you and everything that you've done, and we want to put our support behind you, and you know, find your music and follow you on social media and purchase your music and support amazing creative artists like yourself.
Speaking of, where can they find you?
I'm Malia from Vegas on everything: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I'm a millennial on TikTok, so I'm still learning. So if any of your students have tips, hit me up.
Oh my gosh, if you're a millennial, I'm in trouble, dude.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble. Malia, thank you so much for your inspiration, your gift. And honestly, I can't wait till the next EP comes out. Congratulations on all your success.
And everything.
Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too. We'll see you in a little bit.
Malia.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us for our second episode of LVA Live.
We'll see you next time.